Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Smut Poker's YouTube channel and another episode of Humpdazed, number 40. We're on 40 Wednesdays with you fine folks. It's all been an awesome treat every single time. I'm here with the amazing Smut Poker.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming. We're going to put the link up there for anybody that wants to come hang out. I literally have one hand rolling a blunt and the other one's going to click the button. So yeah, come on and join us if you want, hang out.
I want to say hello to some of our chatters. We got Vermonster Grows. How you doing? Artman, Small Tubes, Ace Juice. It's always good to see you, Crack Babies, Weed Nerd. And Seed Person One. What's up, Gromies? It's awesome to see you guys on this fine Wednesday.
There we go. It's pinned right now. If anybody wants to jump on. I got this Alien OG blunt I'm going to roll, and a couple of things on my mind today we can talk about or get into.
We'll let some people roll in. I see Kate Armstrong, Anova, Toasties Burns is here with us. Ganja Ghost, always good to see you, hun. Uncle Dunk, how are you doing? Divas Wheat Chronicles, good to see you. James, how you doing? Sky Overhead.
There's Artman joining us. Cheers, Artman. How you doing?
Hey.
The amazing Smut Poker.
There's the doorbell. That's Seed Person One joining us too.
Excellent.
What's happening?
All of our favorite people here on Wednesday.
Here comes Chiba Man joining. Nice.
Hell yeah. Cool.
What's up, everybody? Hi, Smart, Crispy, Artman, Chiba.
Hey, Seed Person.
It seems like we got ourselves sort of a regular panel again.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. And then all the friends that pop in and out too.
That's it. It's nice to have an open link, man, because then people can always, sometimes you might not be able to do it this week, but maybe next week or something, you know? So
yeah,
it's always cool. Hey, I wanted to remind everybody in the chat, if you have a channel that you want to, let's see Vermonster Grows. I want everybody to go sign up for Vermonster Grows. He recently did a lighting video, and he's been diving into the lighting, which is not an easy subject for me anyhow. There's a lot of shit there. So, but he's got good channel. The dude's a real righteous cat, always nice to people, and just, you know, he's one of them dudes that's just out there trying to learn in public and do his thing. So, yeah. Vermonster Grows, and then I wanted to tell everybody else, so you can throw your link up there. I see.
Yeah. I see Indoor Promised Land, another great channel, is putting off some really good information and good shows. So click Indoor Promised Land, go sign up if you're not subscribed, and hit those reminders. We have Collective Mary Jane in the house. D Gross and Booth, how are you? I hope everybody's doing good tonight.
I got to get somebody on the big screen here for
getting some
Chiba
plants for our eyes.
Chiba Man, what's happening, cuz?
What's happening? I just wanted to show you guys right quick. I go to work tonight, but remember my dark roots.
Oh, wow, what a turnaround.
What I did was I did this. I dumped out the newts and got just pH'd what is this? CalMag water and carbon peroxide. Put that in there like Sunday night, right after I left you guys. And then boom.
That is awesome. That's so cool to see. Thank you for sharing that. That plate looks great.
You got rid of the seaweed, huh?
Definitely. And the growth, look at that. Since then.
Hey, you got rid of the seaweed additive, right?
Yeah, I just got rid of that. I took it right out of this. I keep that in the MP cup grows because they love it, especially this Gorilla Glue. What is it? Gorilla Glue sniffer, that is. That thing loves it. And these others, they love it too. But this DWC does not like that shit. It's not the business. But clean them roots right up nice and neat.
Right on. That was a good lesson learned, right? Not
yeah, definitely. So when I get in from work in the morning, I'm going to put in fresh newts in there and boom. I just want to show you guys how I cleaned up the newts. I cleaned up the roots rather, and then it came out all nice and neat.
Nice.
Perfect. All right, let me get out. And I had to add some supplemental lighting while I'm building my other light. So,
well, hey, be safe at work.
No doubt. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.
See ya.
Take care, bud.
All right.
That was awesome to be able to check that tent.
Yeah, it's
out.
only been a couple days,
That's
man.
sweet.
It's only been a couple days.
If only I was that good at getting stains out of clothing. Come over, do my laundry.
Yeah. Or coffee stains off my teeth. Damn, those things were perfect. Did you see that the other day? They look like, and I remember telling Chiba, like, I think that makes it hard. You know, that would make it hard to be able to judge when you, other than smell, I guess. But that visual look, to having them white roots, we got to make him feel good, right?
Yeah,
It'll
that's
make me feel
amazing.
good.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
So how's your little one doing over there, Art, man? I see it's
Oh, that thing. I just haven't cut it. That's all. I got 3 seeds of OC growers I'm gonna pop. I've already got the blocks and soaking in water and ready to go.
I know.
Oh well, you know, stuff happens.
Which ones of the OCs did you get? Do you remember?
It's the what is it? Butter. Damn it, I'm drawing a blank. It's something butter.
Right.
Right.
I don't know if I know that one. I know because he has
He gave me a couple of them.
Oh, cool. He has the Mac watermelon crossed with Mac, and he has the Mac V2, and he has like different offshoots of that, but I'm not sure the butter one.
Hang on, I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, it's all good.
Hey, I wanted to, I don't know if he's in the chat yet or if he'll stop by, but I'd like to give a shout out and congratulations to Shrubs on the birth of his daughter.
Yes.
Violet is here, finally.
He named her Violet the same day he dropped the Violet Beauregard seeds, which he told us he was going to do on the show, and I'll be damned. He did it.
Hey, it's a beautiful name though. Congratulations, Scrubs.
It is a beautiful
It
name.
really is.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm very happy for him. So congrats, buddy.
Oh, his picture showed everything.
Oh, he
He's
looked
a happy
proud.
dad.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
He looked proud as a game rooster, man. Rightfully so.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's excitement. I never had kids. I could just imagine the excitement, the scared feeling that I would have. You know, that was always my thing, is I was afraid to have kids. I was thinking, Smart can barely take care of himself, let alone someone else, you know, when I was younger anyhow.
Kids are expensive too. They require shoes, education, clothing.
Healthcare.
Every other day they want food and stuff, you know. It's like, geez.
Damn kids, they ask for a lot, don't they?
Cheers to all the parents out there.
So I read an article the other day, and I was wondering, I'm sorry, Scrubs, I didn't give you a chance to show anything. You want to show anything?
Not
Oh, he
Scrubs.
doesn't have. I'm sorry, seed person. Yeah.
It's just on your mind.
Seed person. You didn't have your camera on, did you?
No, I didn't. I don't really have. Well, I can show you one thing. Let me see here.
I just didn't
That
want.
Amy came out of the herbs now.
Nice.
And
What are you smoking out of there right now? You still smoking the purple punch?
me,
Oh, yeah.
I'm smoking Amy right now.
Oh,
Let
sweet.
me see here.
Kitty.
Mimsy.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's nice.
He looks hard. Smells great.
So dense.
I like your pipe too.
Yeah. Thanks.
What's on the end
This
of
is
it?
the mouthpiece mini on here.
Can't be too careful.
Sorry, what?
I said, you can't be too careful. My old man called me today and said he got COVID for the second time. Dude's like 70 years old, man.
No way.
I know. The first time landed him in the
Oh,
hospital,
man.
so I'm like, what?
The first time had him on a respirator and shit. Hopefully he won't get as sick this time. Son of a bitch, huh?
Oh man.
That sucks.
My
man. I'm
nephew got
sorry.
it twice. Yeah. I've heard
He's
of it.
he's stubborn as a bull, man. He won't listen. He goes out and does all this stuff, and hanging out with people. I'm like, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, that looks good, man. It had a nice flower structure, didn't it? Ours did too. It's
Yeah.
like it breaks up so good. You roll a couple
Nice and
big
tight,
fat blunts
yeah.
out of that.
This is, I mean, hang on one second.
Look at you, man. You got drawers stockpiled all over the house.
We know where you have your shit now, man.
Uh, You're welcome anytime. Come over and hang out.
I'd love to with any of you guys.
Can you
That'd
see
be
that?
cool.
I can't. 5
5.374.
grams on that.
Nice.
And that's,
So it's
Nice.
very dense.
yes, that's a nice
Oh,
little
man.
scale too, man.
Yeah, I like that. Pocket.
He's got a little weight there to calibrate it. It stays with the scale. I always lose those, you know.
That's the it's a jeweler's scale.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's accurate, you know that.
Yeah.
Like
I
those
use it for
ones-
microdosing is what I got it for.
Ah,
Oh, that's smart.
nice. It looks like you could use it for like reloading shells or something too. You could weigh out your powder and dump it with that little. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I guess we can tell them what's up with ours. Our plant's stretched out a little bit, huh? They got a little
Yeah.
long. Let's see here. There we go. Kitty, what the hell? Get off.
She's today.
Attention now.
She's jumping up and hanging off my arm. Yeah. Man.
Just play dead.
These on the right, see that thing really washes out the buds. You can't see them that great. Now, I'm about to get in there and closen it up, but on the right hand side is the forbidden fruit. Left hand side is the violet Beauregard. They're doing really well, man. Swelling pretty quickly for what are we at? Like 3 weeks.
Oh,
now?
yeah, we flipped on the 10th of
10th?
January.
So we're at like 21 days now or something. Yeah, almost 3 weeks exactly. Well, I can't wait to get these down and try them out. But they're stacking nice. It looks like they're going to fill in pretty decent, you know, that top 1 foot or so. And yeah, they've been pretty decent so
Yeah.
far. Not too much trouble, I guess.
Yeah, I mean those forbidden fruits there's not been one hiccup with their whole grow, which is nice. There were a few problems with the one of the violet Beauregards in the beginning, but she's a smaller one, but
She's healthy now.
she's healthy now. Yeah, we're happy. I'm just happy to when they cooperate and things are going smooth and they look like that. Now, our New Year Grow Challenge plants aren't looking so good. I mean, they're I think like they have transplant shock.
Yeah.
We just transplanted them not too long ago in the 1 gallons, and
Son of a bitch in plants.
the EC is coming off really low. Like it's going on at a 6.2 and it's coming off at like a
0.62 she's mentioning.
0.62. I'm sorry, 0.62 EC, and coming off at like a 4. I think the highest was a 4.7, 4.
I don't think they,
0.4,
I don't think
0.4,
we
I mean.
quite charged it up. I don't know. We-
Yeah, and I was in charge of charging, and I thought I ran enough like over to get it acclimated, but hey, but that's no problem. I mean, high frequency fertigation, we should be able to
Come right back.
water fertigate our way through that,
Yep.
right? We're hoping anyway, but still when they're not doing exactly as they're told, it's a bummer
Hey,
sometimes.
I wanted to stop for a second and say shout out to all of our gromies at Cocoa for Cannabis. Today was a milestone number. We hit 35,000 members, which is a lot of people. I was sitting here thinking 35,000 people. If you could picture that many people, it's quite a few. And so cheers and congratulations to everybody at Cocoa for Cannabis, to Doc, to Chella, to Jordan, and everybody has their hand in.
That make it run.
Yeah, I
smooth.
think that's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hell yeah. And we have some exciting things coming up with the New Year's Grow Challenge. Soon there will be a photo challenge for the New Year's Grow Challenge plants. We're going to have a Valentine's Day theme. What is it? My Cannabis Romance theme is what it is.
And it's supposed to be,
yeah.
it's going to be a fun kind of, you can use props, you can do whatever you want to kind of come up with a cool picture that's,
That you can submit, and
because people are in different stages of growth. It's hard to do like first flowers all the time because Some people might have just flipped, or some people might have had to flip early that are in DWC and are like a little bit past that or whatever, you know. So it just gets to be, I thought that was a fun one, and I'm glad somebody came up with that.
Yeah, and I think like the more creative you can be, the better chances that you're going to get people to vote on your photo, and that's how it's going to work.
Yep.
From what I understand, Jordan will be putting this all in the newsletter and getting the info out soon.
Yeah.
And
It'll be voted on by the public.
yeah, you can go on, and if you see your buddy's picture or you see a picture on there that you really, really like,
Yep.
you can vote, because there are cool prizes that I'm just not going to mention that. We'll like
Yeah,
something, yeah.
We'll leave
But
something for the
very cool.
imagination.
The person who does win that, and that's going to be fun.
Yep.
I was thinking about, Valentine's Day when you're in school, you get those little well, when I was in school,
Yes.
way back in the day,
Yes.
you'd have a Valentine's Day party.
Yes.
Like the party moms would come in with like cake and candy and games, and you had like, you decorated a box, a
Yep.
shoe box, and you all traded
And you put it on your desk, and then
Valentine's.
you would go around and put that, and you could write your girlfriend a little sweetheart note in there.
Exactly, yeah.
That was such fun, man. What innocent, good fun that was. Did you guys do that? Seed person, art
Yep.
man?
Yes, we did. Way back, even before you.
Oh, I'm sure, man. So I
Same
guess
thing. Yep.
That was a
Tradition.
ritual that went on for a long time.
Dude, always get those really shitty chalky heart things that did taste like anything and made your mouth feel weird.
They had messages on them. They would say, "I love you," and shit on them. Is that what they are?
Those chalky
I know you
hearts.
They bust your tooth.
There was a episode of Futurama about that. Or something.
Bone
And it
meal.
was like they fucked up the ship with those candies or something like that.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
remember.
I know that episode. Yeah, it is.
But this I thought was very fitting, because everybody that's growing or smoking the cannabis plant that is listening has a love affair with the plant.
Yeah.
You can deny it, but it's there. You love to grow, you love to smoke, I'm sure. And a perfect theme for the photo.
When
And
I first started growing, I had a love-hate relationship.
well, I was gonna say, if you have a plant that's not doing that well, that doesn't mean you can't get in on the action of that photo contest, because we know we have been there where we loved our plants to death, or looking pretty sad.
Yeah, man. It's weird. That's exactly what it is. And speaking of loving your plants to death, I got this conversation on my mind that I wanted to bring up, and I'm curious of what our friends here, how they do it, or if this is something that's common even. So I was reading the other day, somebody was basing things off of the DLI and how much light that their plant was getting, over the course of a 24-hour period. And they were mentioning that when they go from 18-6 in veg, they go to 12-12, but to compensate for loss of light, to get their DLI back up, they increase intensities in during flower. And that's always been a thing. Everyone's like, you can turn your light up for flower. I see that. I don't do that. And I'm wondering if I'm the oddball out. So what I do is I start my plants on like 400 anymore, or I try to, and that's what seems to be to keep them from stretching. And so I start them out at 400 micromoles, and every time they get a new node that's decently pronounced, I add about 100 micromoles. And it's obviously not like clockwork, but that's the kind of guideline that I go by. And once I get to about 800 micromoles, which in that scenario isn't long, they're not that old at all. I run that clear to the end pretty much. I don't really increase much more. When I flip the flower, I don't increase at all. Actually, I run the same thing that I've been running for a while when it comes to densities. Now they do get less light in a 24-hour period because they're going to 12s, but I don't increase it to make up for that. And here's why, because all right, so if you're holding that sort of if you're holding that sort of logic to, if you're holding the feet to the fire on that logic, I could run my light at 6 hours a day at 3,000 umils, and then I could shut my light off the rest of the day because they've got their full allotment of DLI. And it's just, that's a perfect example of when you're referencing DLI. It's not a prescription for how much light your plants can handle over a 24-hour period. It's just a simple measurement of what they had gotten over a 24-hour period. Now, you can go into that and say, like, all right, if I give them 1,000 every second, the whole 18 hours, you can do that math and figure out your DLI and realize that's the max I can get. But you can't just increase that. You'll quickly outpace your plant's available metabolic rates when it comes to like photosynthesis and shit, and you'll start to see bad stuff. So when I see that kind of recommendation from people, it always makes me scared. And I'm thinking, I mess up enough shit. I know, and I've seen shit like this go down with our par meter where the plants would stretch, I wouldn't get to them in time, and it would be detrimental. So I'm thinking there's no way you can just raise it up because you flipped a flower to try and keep the DLI. I think people put too much emphasis on that, kind of like a VPD or something else sometimes. That you got to remember, photosynthesis happens on a second by second basis as long as all parameters are met. It's not something that you can just accrue over the course of a day or a certain period and say, I got it, if that makes sense. It's just something that's been on my mind. I've noticed like a lot of newer people falling into that trap. And it's not just something I learned on paper. I've seen it in my own tent, and I pretty much can stand behind it. There's a lot of shit happening there that I don't understand too. When you crank your lights up or turn them down, your plant will process more or less water, take, different things happening. But I don't recommend anybody does that. And I actually seen this on what some people would consider, and I kind of do myself, consider it to be an authoritative figure in the community. And I was kind of taken aback by it. And I'm thinking most of us aren't using CO2 and 3 pulse timers and like perfectly dialed in to be able to elevate you. There's a lot of parameters need to change in that scenario. And I just think it's important for people to understand that, you can't just change one aspect of your stuff. Like, I think a lot of us already know that, but you can't just ramp your lights up because they're getting less hours and hope to keep up with the DLI, in that fashion. So yeah, I was wondering, do you do that, Art Man? Do you raise your density?
No, I've never done that. I've never inched them up over the time. No, I've never done that.
Now, do you run the same densities in flower that you do in, say, mid to late veg?
No, not really. I think that you don't need as much in veg as you do in flower.
Right.
So,
see, yeah. I find our sweet spot's like 800, man. I think if I hit like, I don't know if it's just because of, maybe it's our like CO2 because I know some people, they can run like 1100 and be perfectly fine, and it's all about, I guess, different environments and shit. But it's nice when you can find your niche, and see. To me, I mean, just visually, it seems like that's the point of peak photosynthesis for us. Everything just seems to be not working too hard. It's working good enough to get, some particularly good growth, and that healthy, you guys know what I mean. When you see a healthy leaf, it has almost like a perfect green to it. Almost, it's not shiny. It has that, like, I don't want to say fuzzy, but just like a velvet look, right, babe?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You see them leaves everywhere. Son of a bitch, this is going just right, man. And I've made the mistake of cranking that light up, thinking more is a little bit more, I can do better. And then bam, it's like, oh shit. Why do I tell the fellas, this is why we got rid of HPS, and now look at me, man.
Well, we would have I noticed right away from a difference from the grow that we switched from the high pressure sodium to the LED with the way the buds were not crisp, like the top 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
In some cases were just cooked and fried. And
our friend Weedner, DWC, Crack Babies, I'm not sure which one he's there, was over there at CFC showing a picture earlier. It was all torched on top. We got a little close, and that always sucks, huh? They get the
Yeah.
foxtailing on us.
Speaking of crack babies, I saw his plants today from the NYGC, and bravo, they are beautiful. He's doing a really awesome job. He has those cameras in his tent, and I think that's pretty cool.
And things are bussing.
They are certainly. They certainly are.
They're off the chain, man.
Shout out to you.
There's Ryan Korkowski, Philly boy. Hey, there's Skillbo. There's Weed Nerd, Ganja Ghost, Rowdy, VP. He put VP degrow some booth. What's VP mean? That's me.
He got a promotion.
Oh, he's the vice president now. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. There's Artman in the chat too. Jeff Papelia.
Oh,
See,
wait a
I said he had to drop off. You see that right there? Had to go deal with something. No problem, buddy.
Hey, we're just happy to have you jump on and jump off, and that's just how we roll. No pressure.
Marcus
Just come
Green
in
Thumb.
and
Yep.
Hang out. Hey, Marcus, how you doing? It's great to see all of you guys here.
Bra guys. Yeah, so I'm just checking the chat to see if anybody, because here's the other thing. A lot of people don't measure their densities, and it doesn't make sense for them to buy a meter. If you buy a light, say you go buy whatever, Mars 4000 or something, and you throw it in your tent, you can find 100 examples of heights of the other people are using it at,
Yes.
what intensity they're running,
Right.
and see the results. So you don't really have to buy a $600 meter,
Yeah, and it's nice because of the shared information, the collaboration.
Or you could use a phone app, or you could do the algorithm with a lux meter. And after a while, you can just use your own visual cues watching your plants and decide, which kind of sucks because usually by the time you see a visual cue of overlighting, you've already lost some time to photo inhibition, and they kind of shut down a little bit. And you'll notice that. I've noticed it, huh?
Yeah.
I tell my wife, either we're suffering from a high EC spike or they've stretched too close to the lights because something's just not happening good here. And then we check, and usually it's one or the other. And sometimes it's kind of obvious, but those pitfalls are always there for us, and we fall into them. And I hate to see other people do it. It breaks your heart when you see somebody there and they're kind of upset and shit. It's like, if you can help them out, let them know.
Yeah, a lot of things that we know about now, we learned
Shit,
because
man.
we did it the wrong way.
Yeah.
First, a few times.
That's the other thing that we were talking about was how much leaves to take off. That's something I always struggle with, man.
It's the dilemma in this house.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I respect in the community that'll tell me, take those leaves off, man, strip it down. And just never been me. I like to leave like a medium layer. I try to take off a good bit to help my RH, but I often don't take off enough. And then sometimes I have to go in and do it a second time, and I think, man, that might be a little detrimental. So that's like one of my big downfalls is how much leaves to take off, because I don't like doing it, man. And we try to grow them so nice they quickly overgrow their environment there in a tent, and hey, there's Scrubs.
Have you ever had botrytis? Hey, there he is. Scrubs in there. That's right.
Yes.
Botrytis?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we've had botrytis, unfortunately.
Okay.
I wanted to say hello to Let's Be Buds and Jess and Bean. And Let's Be Buds has a show right after ours at 9 p.m. They're going to be talking about the Last Prisoner Project. So
Yes.
that's important work that they're doing over there. And I think everybody should head
check
over
out.
there after the show.
Yeah.
So
It's
welcome.
a great
welcome.
cause. It is. It's
Yes.
absolutely a great cause.
Violet. Cheers to Violet Shrubs.
Yes, we're gonna shout out if you're in the chat. I see you now. Congratulations. That is amazing.
Yes. Scrubs was looking, I told them that he was looking as proud as a game rooster, man. And that's awesome to see our buddies, having a healthy baby and healthy mama. What else could you ask for, man? And for you to find time to stop by here, it means a lot. That's awesome.
I know, that is freaking awesome.
There's Jess and Bean. Rusty Nails. See, he says I remove the main shade leaves after the stretch. Each secondary or tertiary limb will have its own leaves by then closer to the nugs. I understand what he's saying there. And, well, oftentimes what I try to do is like, because what you said, Art, man, my wife and I have stood over the toilet, man, and flushed a 1/4 pound of weed. Seriously, man. I damn near was in tears. I'm like, this sucks so bad.
And I was in tears. Like, I can't help it. I get emotional.
Yeah.
Call me just being a woman or whatever it is.
No,
but,
I was.
No. All of us cry at that moment,
yeah, you've done such, your buds are beautiful, and you just see that it's just sickening. It feels like someone's punched you in the gut. And
you got to open it up. You got to trim off those leaves and get circulation. That's the whole thing. I have never gone, well, right now I've got a lot going with the velvet punch. It's out of control, but I'm getting ready to take it out too, to clean it up.
Yeah, man.
Got to have air movement.
That's what I was going to say. I try to cut paths up through the canopy because we have some little bit of air at the top, a little bit at the bottom coming up through. And it's like,
well, we added a fan at the canopy top, and now we're running into the trouble of buds growing up in it. And
it's now become a chopper.
Why not? Yeah, I don't want it to like get caught up and then jam up the fan. That could be a fire hazard. I stress about that a little bit. I mean, I imagine that the chances of that happening are slim, but
I'll go over there later and move the camera around so people can see him. But I figured I'll do that if nobody comes on.
Yeah, because
the invitation's out there, everybody. We come on. We got some. I've had a few different topics on my mind lately. One of them I already went over, but yeah. See, I try to find the happy medium between no light hitting the floor of my tent. I don't want any light escaping down through the canopy. But at the same time, I'm trying to get a little bit of air through there. So, you try to find a happy medium and go with it. But oftentimes I wish I would have took a little more. And,
every time we wish, when we're trimming it and trimming off like a small larf bud, well, we say, well, we could have done better. We'll do it better next time. And, seriously, we really have taken more off of this tent that you're looking at right in front of you than any other tent I think that we've ever taken down. Like from the very beginning, we started taking,
Hey, we raped a little bucket out of there, man. And I'm talking, we packed it into I got 2-gallon buckets and all kind of different bucket sizes. We packed it in there and I was thinking, damn, now that was little shoots and everything. But hey, Collective Mary Jane, how you living?
It's nice to see you again.
Good to see you guys. How's everyone doing?
Doing awesome. Hope you are too.
If I was doing any better, I'd have to sit on my hands just to keep from clapping.
How's it going, bud?
Pretty good. How you doing, Wee Nerd? Or is that Artman?
Artman.
There you go.
I'm doing great.
I thought that sounded like
There's
That's a compliment, though. He's got a great voice. So
he does. Both of you guys have deep voices. I feel like a 12-year-old.
Good for the radio.
I want to say welcome to David S. There's a picture of the San Francisco Bridge. Is that the bridge I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Is that right? That's the San Francisco Bay, isn't it?
Is that the Golden Gate Bridge?
Golden Gate, that's it. Thank you, seed person.
Mm.
This was used for a medical reason again last time. I got to try and fix that.
Oh, is that D?
That's D.
Yeah,
that's VP.
That's me.
Okay.
That's right.
That makes more sense
That's
now.
me. I want to.
Got us?
Yeah, that's the second time he got it.
That's the second time.
Charm, I suppose. Hey, I just wanted to say, hey, Brian, 4:20 p.m. How are you doing? The American one is in chat. Ross and
Oh, what's up, Tao?
Good to see you all.
Good to see everyone.
How's that, D? Will that work? It now says
sure.
VP D grows some booth. Is that what it is?
Sounds awesome. That sounds amazing. Thank you for the assist there.
You're welcome. I
I'm
see
gonna.
Rob. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'll start with my harvest tent. My drying.
okay.
It's day 12.
Your video is off, D.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm getting stuff
Oh, okay.
ready to head over there.
You know what? Let's
Just
slide to
making sure.
Collective Mary Jane. Collective Mary Jane actually jumped on first and has a video
Yes.
screaming.
Hey, collective.
Boom.
Hey, guys.
Nice.
Yeah. These are two. That's a Durban, or that's the Durban Gnome Autos. I put them in the Easy Pot because I want to try the sip. First time I'm ever doing this one.
Nice. Looks so clean with that white cover, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? It looks
I
really
like it.
clean.
Uh-huh.
It's nice and neat and tidy. What else is in there?
These are, oh, drop my blunt. I got
Uh-oh.
pink taco.
That's
When
right.
me and Philly Boy went to New York for the Danny Danko grow thing.
That's right. Yep. Philly Boy's
Well,
here in the chat.
I hope that you don't mind if we go over things that we've talked about in past shows, just for anybody that's joining us live today that is wanting to see what is it that I'm looking at.
It's
Such
the
a beautiful plant.
pink taco, strawberry akil times pie face.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And those are regs. So I got two of those going. The
That
two
sounds really
Durban,
good.
the two Durban autos.
Anytime someone has three names in there, I feel like somebody put a lot more work into those seeds. I don't know. Maybe that's just a stupid assumption, but I feel like someone's like, it's crossed with this, crossed with this. There's like, because usually
There's
it's just,
another cross in there.
yeah, because I think there's like a special cross for the female, which is is it females first?
Female is first, ladies first.
and
That's
then
what
it's males
I've
second.
heard.
Or no,
Yeah.
am I wrong? I think it's backwards. I think it's males first. I can't
No.
remember. I can't.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty
Oh.
sure female is
How's it go, fellas? When you're
The
buying
ladies
seeds,
last.
the American one. Maybe will answer.
somebody
us.
knows. I'm all hot up. I can't remember.
I
Come on,
think
chat.
it's the female first.
Yeah,
Female
Right.
first.
female first. I've heard it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because
Yeah,
Tao said that it's proprietary cross to Cheesequake. I remember
Yeah.
So if there's
on the
two,
package.
yes, because Lolly and I talked about that today.
so if there's three names, are you supposed to assume that the male
Well,
cross of the second two, or are you supposed to assume that the, you know what I mean?
if it's
Tao
three,
just said female first, so there you go.
then one of
I've
them's
been
gonna
doing
be
mail. Thanks
a
for that.
cross to a regular. So it'd be like a female,
Hmm.
and then it would be crossed to like a mixture of the other two strains,
Hey,
or
it's late.
vice versa.
Okay.
It's gonna
I don't know.
take a minute to learn all that.
Yeah, because if you had to strain, I'm sorry, Collective Mary Jane, this is just a thought that come over me. Now I'm like walking with it. If you had a strain that was like really ran out a long time, it would have multiple things, like, because you would have multiple parents. So I wonder, like, where's the cutoff point? Why do you see that third one sometimes, you know? Because
Well,
you
me and Philly Boy got seeds that are from Steve Reisner when we went to the Philly meetup. They were
Yes.
Magic Melon Pixie Anvil Autos.
wow.
Yeah, that's what I want. How many names can you get in?
I don't know. But anyhow, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stop your flow there. This tent looks happy as well.
Oh, no. I was going on the same topic as you were when you were talking about those multiple name ones. I got seeds and there was like 7 names in the one. And I was like,
Yeah.
how many are crossed into that?
Yeah, like where do I trace this back to? That's what it kind of gets a little confusing for me. I'm thinking, trying to, because we got like, all right, for example, we got forbidden fruit. I know that's cherry pie crossed with tansy, you know, and then I'm thinking, if you start adding in a third one there, how do I appropriate that in there? How in my mind is that supposed to be the 2 second ones made the male, or is it the 2 first ones made the female? And I guess if I look a little deeper, I'd probably know. But I just hear people mentioning crossed with crossed with crossed. I'm like, oh, no shit. Somebody really put some work into that one, it sounds like, but maybe it's just marketing or something. I don't know. It's good food for thought there. But I see the garlic ripping, huh?
2 of them. I had a third little one down here and he didn't make it. He came up and I had good stalks like this for a while. And then they just turned brown and fell over and died down. And I was like, I wasn't sure if it was overwatering or too saturated. So I put the fan in here, tried to get the soil a little mixed, but
Natural selection is taking place, right?
it is. As long as I get those 2 cloves, I'll be
Yep.
able to give a bunch of like little garlic pieces out to like all my homies, like Philly Boy. My mom and dad are gonna start. I already planted a bunch of garlic from family tree seeds over in their backyard, so
Nice.
should have plenty of garlic to give out for the Gromies this year.
That's cool. Hell
And then
yeah.
these ones are the AC/DC times Flamingo Rango, my RX or RBX F1s.
Someday we'll
And
have to,
then these
have
are
to-
these are more of those. This is the flower tent though. Philly Boy gave me Black Apple Hitchcocks, these two. And then these are the 9 pounds. They're getting some funk to them.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 9-pound hammers, funky.
Oh, 9-pound hammer's good.
Is it known to stink up, huh?
I didn't think too much, but like I've been coming home the past couple days, and the one day I was like, "Is that funky cheese? What is that?"
That's there you go.
I got a
I'm excited
question.
about that 9-pound hammer. Sorry, go ahead.
What are those cones in the soil?
Oh, these are those little water things. I when I went away for vacation, I just jammed a bunch of these in just to make
Okay.
sure everything was okay. And extra
So-
little
so
water.
So it's just a little tube to get more water towards the bottom of the pot? And
Yeah,
it's
they
just
actually
soil or
have-
peat or something there?
They have like bottles that you flip upside down, or like you cut out the whole bottom of a water bottle out, and then you put that in it, and then it works as a reservoir, like a feed, like almost like a
Oh.
sip.
Yeah, like a dripper from
Are those ceramic?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Are
ceramic.
those like ceramic? Okay, yeah. So it works on hydrostatic pressure. So it should
Hell
keep
yeah.
your soil at the same moisture level because the chain of water molecules is pulling through the ceramic. It works the same as a blue mat does.
right on, dude. Good
I
explanation.
generally don't run them, but I tried. I'm trying new things. I'm trying those. I'm trying sips. I'm just trying some different stuff.
They're
So if
blue
you went up,
mats.
Or not ceramic, I'm sorry, terracotta. I think I said ceramic, but no, I think they're terracotta, yeah?
Yeah. Like
Okay,
that
cool.
clay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
like a big terracotta pot or something.
Yeah, I got a bag of them down here.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought you was just pouring a bunch of water in those and it would just seep out, or whatever. But it makes sense to flip a bottle upside down.
And then I got a little mushroom down here in my 9-pound that came up.
Mushroom, yes, you do. What
Don't
kind-
eat it.
Don't eat it.
Not likely.
A
It does
shiitake.
help with the CO2.
Right. Isn't that a first sign of like a good microbial life in your soil?
Oh yeah, mushroom substrate. That's really good.
I always seen like in our raised beds outside, we'd get mushrooms. They'd spring up overnight and be gone like the next day. You just see them, they're all withered up and dead. And I've often heard that that's a good sign to see that.
for them to come up and then die, that's a good thing.
Well, I just think seeing them, I think that's their natural,
Yeah.
They
They don't last long. They just come up and disappear pretty quick. So
Okay.
I think just
I-
some of them do.
Just to be able
I
to
don't know.
witness it, I guess.
I don't know anything about growing them, so I would imagine that if I saw them come up, I would think it would be a good thing, and then I'd get worried if it disappeared really fast. So it's
Yeah.
good to know that not be concerned if they come and then disappear quick.
Well, that was outside in our vegetable garden, and that was just soil. We've been composting table scraps and like leaves and different stuff like that out there for last couple of summers and tossing it over, and it did really well. We put our used cocoa in there, turned it over, and chopped and dropped for 2 years, turned that in, and we actually got a little tomato plant this year that was from the Romas that we did last year, but it did real shitty. And then someone explained to me that you can't expect to get the same fruit that you came from when you buy it from the store and shit like that. Some you can, I guess, some you can't, but it was weak, wasn't it, man?
Yeah, it was just.
Wasn't like the ones we pre-bought down at the flea sale. Them ones are raging. That's where we get ours at. We go to the
I
flea
can't
market.
wait till I see a cannabis plant at the flea market.
Yep. Hey, there's Spartan grown.
You should take one and try and trade it. Take
Hey,
it with you and try and trade it off for something.
Hey, seed person, you grew Spartan's cut, right? That's the 2020 Mendocino, if I recall.
Yes, I did. It was amazing.
How's it smoking? Is it done?
Yeah, it's done, and it is so terpy. Like it smells like straight up strawberries, and it tastes like it too. Like I will smoke the entire bowl down to the resin, and it still smells and tastes like strawberries. It's awesome.
The Spartan
then-
cuts like a knife.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be like a sativa leaning,
Yeah.
how it's classified or whatever, but it gives me about a 45-minute boost of energy, and then I have to go take a nap. So, and that's like consistent every time I smoked it.
Yeah, that's good, man. That was a
is-
beautiful tent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a nice.
Very impressive.
Thank
Which
you.
is such a cool idea to, those that panel over there at the Cheap Home Grow Show is just
know.
awesome. It's a fun time to hang out. I'm gonna put the link in chat. So click on that and hit subscribe and set your reminder. And we'll see you there Sunday night. They come on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And those guys over there taught me how to grow. I worked and I was building cabinets and had this big noise canceling headphones, and I would just listen to hours and hours of that show on Spotify. And then I finally was like, I want to go see it live because they were talking about people in the chat. And then I went the first time I was there. It was both you and Crispy were like, welcome. I was like, it's my first time. And I was so nervous to like post anything in the chat. So if anybody's listening right now, shout out, say hi,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then I followed y'all over here. So
That's
I'm
cool.
on
You know,
the
you-
show myself, so it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I gotta, kudos to you, seed person. One, you've come a long way because I know what it's like to be fearful and have stage fright and,
Yep.
just to be nervous in a big crowd and a little uneasy.
Put yourself out
Um,
there,
I don't even know where it comes from. Like if I could control it, I definitely would. I think I do have it under control somewhat because I'm here, talking to all of you and comfortable enough doing that.
I will say I agree with you. I've learned a lot from the Cheap Home Grow show. They've just had show 200, which is about 4 years worth of shows. And we came pretty much at the beginning of that.
Yeah. I know
right.
Smod has only missed maybe a handful of shows
Yep.
ever. Like,
Yeah.
and
in 4
he
years,
got
man.
hooked right away early on.
They were
I come in and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. What is this? He's like, oh, this is a cool show. You sit down, we'll hang out. And it just became a party. Like
yeah.
every Sunday, we just stop what we're doing at 7 and try to head there. And
It's a big inspiration for this show too. Like knowing Doc, that's how we got into that, meeting Doc Coco. And then watching that show, and I look up to Spartan and the American one and all those guys on that show, Jack and some people that came and went, and it's crazy because I always watch them. I'm thinking these guys are sharing this for free, like they come and donate 2 hours every week for years at a time. You add all that up. That's a lot of sharing for free. And it's just because they love doing it and it comes from their heart. It shows through the show. And, it's nice to see the respect that they have for each other on that show. And then it branches out. You got the Michigan Brothers Grow show and different things. But, we always said like that, we could have a show, and it's cool because people message me now and they tell me stuff like different things that we've helped them. And, or if we don't have our show, they're like, oh man, my week was messed up. And I'm thinking, wow, that's so cool because I look at other shows and shit just the same way. And it's a nice passing of the torch there. Those guys are definitely some OGs and people that I'll always appreciate and give honor to, for that's what they did. They shared their knowledge with us. Yeah, because a lot of people, when we was younger trying to grow, wouldn't tell us shit, man. Like literally they would not tell us anything. And, and I've heard story of people getting told the wrong shit for sabotage because that was the money, that was how people, they just didn't want to tell you nothing. And then run across all these people sharing this. It was great. So you probably
that's the thing. It's in the name, Cheap Home Grow. It's not come and buy this product, Home Grow. It's, this is, we want you to be able, and then they explain why. And that's the biggest point for me is the science behind it is is easily absorbed and it makes sense to me, you know,
Yep.
in the format that they present it. So not to like fanboy too hard or anything, but
Hey, I,
Yeah, I don't care.
No.
I give credit where credit is due, and
there's difference between being a bootlicking trustee and showing respect, you know, for the people that deserve it. And that's all that
Yeah.
is, you know. There's Ty Sticks. It's nice to see you, buddy. Lone Star Larf. I think I got him, Weed Nerd. There's RZ Banshee. Cheers. Yeah.
Dave's not here. How are you doing? Good to see you.
There's the link. Anybody wants to come up? I seen a new name in there. You're always welcome to share your garden on this show whenever the link's up, and come on, bring up any subjects that you might want to talk about. You can click on other people's stuff, share your channel if you have one, or Instagram account. It's always fun to check people's shit out, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. And if you if there's a show out
Got the
there
dry tent.
that we haven't mentioned, because there are a lot of great ones that we haven't, please drop those links in chat.
Dave's not there. There's a hell of a grommy, always spreading
Dave's
some
not there.
love, sending seeds out to people, and
Yeah.
it's I see down the list. There's the bola knot. Is that right?
It's hash time. Uh-oh. It's
Yeah.
hash time.
Hash time.
Is it?
Hash time. Under glass.
Oh shit! Hold on a second.
Ooh, that's nice.
oh,
Yeah.
missed it.
Wait, did I miss it?
You got to be more on the ball. If you
Hey,
have
look
that
at our
job.
camera. What?
Oh,
You guys see our camera looking all glitchy?
Hey, that was weird. Yeah, that was strange.
There you go. Hey, I'll be right back, Collective Mary Jane. We got all caught up.
that was pretty cool. I like that.
Ah,
That was pretty awesome.
old
Oh,
school.
it's gone.
Oh man, that was cool. I like seeing the old school hash.
Thank
Oh,
you.
there's- hold on, I feel like a bad host now. Everybody's ready to show their stuff, and I was bullshitting. And let me shut the hell up. Hey, Collective Mary Jane, guys, we're gonna finish off. If I'm not sure, I think you had some more to talk about here. I actually missed the two strains in the front. We got stuck on 9 pound and how hard they smelled up your house. Hello.
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 All right. I bet they.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Who's there?
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There you are.
You hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah, you guys, you talk about, like Cheap Home Grow, and you talk about like similar to them, things that work for you guys, things that don't work, and you're honest about stuff, and we appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
So these two are
Thank you.
times the Flamingo Ringo. I'm just sex testing them, and then I'm hoping I get at least one female per each 3 gallon, and then I'll just chop the male off, let the female finish up, and get a little bit of something off it.
Nice. Nice. It's fun. It's fun when you can do different stuff like that, isn't it? You got a little extra space there. Do you still have another?
Variety. Nice.
Yes.
It's the spice of life.
Did you have another tent to show there, Collective, or should we move on to D? Uh-oh. I think
What?
Froze up.
I think he's cutting out on us. I missed some stuff there. Did anybody else catch that?
That's all right. Squeeze over to the other.
Okay.
Oh.
We'll come back, I promise. Oh, let me forget. Here we go. We're seeing some harvest. How long?
Day 12.
Day 12.
Nice. Which one is it?
This is the pink lemonade cross. And this
Hey, real
one's
quick.
pink Yeah.
Rowdy 420 just joined us. I wanted to tell him hello. He doesn't have his mic or camera on yet, but I see you, buddy. We'll definitely get back to you. I'm sorry. What's that one there?
This is also a pink lemonade
Oh, nice.
cross.
What's
Gonna
this?
change that name, D. Gonna change that name, man.
2024, it'll be changed for sure. 2023, it takes the pressure off. I got some I'll show you. Here's the cement shoes cross. Now, the only problem I have going forward is my next 4 flowering plants are pink lemonade. Darn it. So I'm gonna have to try and make this cement shoes last. And the booth, I keep the booth because this is the second time harvesting these 4 plants. And the first time I got 3 ounces total. And I try to grow big plants. So I didn't do it right. I'm getting better. Now I'm going to switch over to the veg, and then I'll show you where my flowers at.
You have 2 plants right now on that one tent that have to be, they got to be busting by now. Remember those?
Yeah.
They were doing, they were putting pops in there.
Yeah, all right. So here's veg.
Okay.
So there's one over here. The cocoa for cannabis, I won those air pots. So this girl is spread way out in a 1 gallon, and I believe the air pots coming are 3. So they're gonna get like huge. So there's one. I got another one. You gotta not knock anything over here.
Nice. Nice spread them out like that. I like that.
It's like so spread out, it's becoming so huge, and I don't need it for like almost 3 months. I'm making troubles.
Yeah.
And then if I put it into the 3 gallon air pot, I'm gonna make more troubles. It's good troubles to have.
Yep. Low light, man. What else can you do? Try to slow it down a little bit without, until you're ready.
I'll chop a bunch of clones that I don't have any room for just to get more branches.
Isn't that
Blow it
okay?
upset. So this is a crappy looking top from one of these plants that's been topped, but it's stretching way out of control. I don't know if I'm showing it right. Sorry.
I see it.
So that's kind of crappy-ish.
Them leaves look perfect.
Here's
Them leaves look
Thank
perfect, man. That's a good
it's just because this one looks so much better that one looks so bad. So this is a top that I successfully cloned, and it's been topped again. And then I'll probably just have to kill all these because I got all that plant stuff going on. This is an actual seed that I've had survive. Plant killing ain't easy.
Yeah, sometimes it's not easy, right? That's beautiful.
Kills.
It's beautiful.
You put the top on them girls early, huh?
Yeah.
How many no's did you have when you topped?
5 to 3.
Oh, okay. Shit, you were
And
good.
then
Boom.
start with the here comes the boom. I'll start with the less pretty girl. And she's only less pretty because the other one's so pretty. So let's go like this.
If you turn your phone to the side, it'll work a little bit better.
You don't want to give your one plant the complex,
Right.
telling her she's not good enough.
No, she's really good, but the other one's better.
Looks real. There's a lot of tops there. Yeah. From the window to the wall.
I'm gonna flip soon. And then I'll go over to the prettier girl.
Oh yeah. They both look good to me, but I see they're 2 different strains or no?
No, they're the same.
Okay.
They're F1s though, right?
One is
That's your
better,
seeds that you made?
Yeah. Yes.
So they're F1s, so they'll be different.
Okay.
I'm about
And
to
7 gallons first time.
Are you organic? I can't remember what your meats are.
I'm more of a Synganic.
Okay,
I have
cool.
like organic soil and I bottle feed. Basically.
Gotcha.
Hey, D said you can put a label on me, right?
That's right.
Vice
Well, that's cool,
President.
A lot of people actually do it. Rowdy does that with great success. Dan does it. I know a lot of people are doing it. The Synganics, they kind of
All the wonderful ways we can cultivate.
it works
So cool.
really good. I mean, it seems like it takes a little more dialing in. It's than what we do, but it definitely works really well. It makes a healthy plant like that.
They would have been a little more healthy if I wasn't overlighting them. I was really trying to push the light because
Yep.
I didn't get enough stretch and bolt the last run. So I'm
Yep.
trying to figure out lighting levels. And the one before that, I kept so low that I got nothing.
Well, let me say
So
this.
yeah.
Let me say this about the bolt. There's a big
Yeah.
difference between bolting and stretching for light, and that's why we use the word bolt. Stretching means that you have suboptimal lighting, you know, and that means bolting is a healthy function of your plant. So I wouldn't look so much to your light as I would as genetics and other things when it comes to bolting. I don't think you really want to achieve stretch through creating suboptimal lighting. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not trying to jam you up, dude, or be a dickhead. I'm just saying, you know.
Not at all. Throw it all at
See,
me.
I go
It's
the
all good.
opposite
It all
direction, and I
helps.
can't get them to stay.
Sort of.
What's the?
I
you
think
know,
that looks perfect, height and size wise.
Yeah, I do too.
I
It's
think they
beautiful.
they're stout
Yeah.
looking, aren't they?
And look at them play.
There's Rowdy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rowdy?
In spite of me,
Rowdy.
they're doing well.
In spite.
The petioles were all red and they were hanging down really low, like they needed water. And because I was pushing so much light, so I'm getting like tips and stripes because of the light. And I was trying to get the nutrients. So I'm like, I wanted to push them, but then I like checked the soil and it was still way too wet. So it's like, you know what? They were overstressed from too much light. So I turned it down and they've been coming back. I waited like 5 more days and then I watered them and they're praying.
You got some good
I made some right decisions.
I really appreciate you sharing that whole scenario and shit. And that's pretty cool. I walked that through, and yes, cool stuff, man. It seems like I said before, I appreciate that you're very much one of the people like that learn in public with us. It's pretty cool. I like that, man. And you're sharing your experience there.
I'm trying to share.
Yep.
Yeah, pushing the light, and the leaves were looking like they needed nutrients, and the way that they were hanging down looked like they needed water, but the soil wasn't wet. So, and I had the light cranked, so it wasn't any of those. And if I tried to feed her water, I would have fucked her up more. So,
right, you had a perfect case of photo inhibition or phototoxicity. I'm not sure which one is which or which one applies here. You guys might be able to correct me on that. But then your plant kind of starts shutting down, man. It's starting to protect itself. And what we talked about that early in the show. You're giving it more light than it like the metabolic rate can handle, you know, and then it'll start to just shut down, and you'll notice the slowdown in growth. It's not processing water correctly, you know, and which obviously is going to start showing up as deficiencies, or depending on your substrate, a high EC spike, or, you know, different things, hypoxia, and it just turns into a bad situation. And so that was a nice, you did what do they call that when you put all the shit together and you did
diagnosis.
Yeah, like he did that really well, man. I like that. By process of elimination, that's what I was looking for.
And I didn't hurt them, because typically the first instincts would have been to hurt them, but by feeding or watering, I would have hurt them more.
Well, that's something that I've heard is if it's not looking so great, you know, you can always just dim your lights a little bit. Whether you don't know what it is or not, it's still going to like take a little stress off the plant until you figure it out.
Yes.
That's
and a little bit of, if you're in veg, you know, a foliar spray often can help you get limp through something and, you know, kind of spark back some life and rejuvenation. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know how we got on all that, because your plants look great, man. It's nice that you shared that. You know, you wouldn't be able to tell now, right?
Exactly.
No, they're improving. Like they're praying, and I did the right moves. I'm very, very excited to have done the right moves and not hurt them.
Is it
top
of the hour smoke down, everybody?
Oh yeah, top of the hour smoke down.
Smoke.
Top of the hour smoke down.
Middle of the week, middle of the show.
I'm just staring at it. It looks so good. I'm sorry. I'm in a trance.
Did you
great.
You did a lot of training or learning from Hemp with Gigi about training, right?
Yeah.
Is that something
But,
that I remember seeing you on his show or something?
Hemp with
To get it that
Gigi
flat.
really helps me with my training. Grow Boss helps me, or used to help me with my feeding and watering and lighting. I feel as a new grower, I'm a plant killer. I want to push it. I want to get so much. I want to do all kinds of things. And it's hard to just dial back the water, dial back the nukes, dial back the light. And I'm getting there, and I'm getting some training, and 2024, no more booth.
That dude knows how to train a
2024.
plant. That is the place to go for
Yeah.
it. So that's awesome.
And the Happy Cultivator, he's
Mhm.
learning with Gigi, and he might even put up a better canopy than Gigi.
Hey, Happy Cultivator.
Just wow.
Yeah, we got to get his link.
I
over here.
did put his link up in chat.
Happy Cultivator is a great
Yes.
person. Always willing to help out people and donating time at Cocoa for Cannabis all the time. And yeah, we definitely want to get that one up there.
I want to.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I want to share something that I think I learned that it took me a couple years. A healthy leaf would be flat like a piece of paper, right? It's like really, really thin if it's the most healthy. Is that true?
Well, yeah, that's
Like
what we're talking about. It almost has a nice, pretty green with like that velvety look to it.
Yeah,
and it's very healthy. And I don't know, it's like, what really brings that out is like CFL or T5s. You ever notice when your plants, I don't know how any of you ever use T5s for your veg. That used to be our main thing for starting our seedlings and getting them going. And boy, it makes the prettiest green,
It really does. It really does. In fact, I saw a beautiful plant being grown under those T5s over at Cocoa for Cannabis today. Montana gal. She's got a really good picture over there. It's
she's flowering under them and still doing quite well for the amount of densities that's being received. But I see Rowdy's ready to show his garden.
Yeah, I want to jump off the screen, let Rowdy show, and I want to check his out and go to the big screen. So thank you so much for letting me hang and show, and I want to check out some gardens too.
Thank you for going on.
I'll be in chat soon.
Awesome.
It looks great.
My pleasure. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. I'll be in chat.
Cheers, Steve.
Bye for now.
Yeah.
Oops, hold on.
You all make this show awesome. This isn't the Smart and Crispy show. This is just everybody hanging out, and it's a community show.
I got you on the big screen, Rowdy, but you're mute. Oh, there you go.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, buddy. How you doing?
Nice.
Hey, Rowdy.
Always good to see you.
Doing all right. Flower, I forget what I'm about to start. What is it? Certain late bloom on the growth schedule.
Okay, you started late bloom.
Yeah, today I mixed up with this of late bloom and
What week? Look at that frost, babe.
Oh, look at those rails.
Yeah.
Wow. I love those trichome rails.
Yep.
They're just beautiful.
They're pretty.
Oh yeah, they are.
I miss the strain in this, Rowdy.
This is Big Bruce.
Big Bruce.
Yeah.
Is that an auto flower?
No, it's a feminized photo period.
Okay. I'm rolling up a Mac Blunt, dude. It's fat as all outdoors.
It's fat. So
I want to show Collective my little plant over here.
Okay. Well, Collective's still with us.
Yeah, I actually moved the veg. This is my veg area. I got the T5s, the Quantum.
Hold on. Don't leave. Don't leave, Collective. I'm rolling a blunt and I can't get to the controls right now. Just one end.
did you make the Someone up there, you should give them, pass the controls along.
Yeah, here, let me give somebody else control. I don't know.
Not me.
Here.
I can't handle that responsibility.
You're in trouble, buddy.
Bartman, you're the
I don't know
winner.
what's going
I'm
on.
gonna,
Bartman by default.
Seriously, this Mac weed is so sticky. What? Yeah, I put
A lot of
that-
people using those SIPs containers, aren't there? A lot of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Well, I'm testing it out for my first time, just like collective, I think he said.
Hey, them sip containers ain't no joke, man. I've seen a lot of people growing some nice shit in
my,
there.
yeah.
It's like a cross between soil with a little bit of hydro and all that at the bottom and stuff. Some of them are a little different, but I think they all were based on fairly the same principles. Seen person uses one.
Oh, yeah.
He gets down.
Look at those roots, man.
Nice.
He keeps a cover on it. I don't. And I wish I had put the cover on it, kind of. But
Hey, there's 50
Yeah.
people here. Can I ask you guys a question? You're all my friends, right?
yeah,
Great.
Okay.
Do you think I want to change my channel name to the Smart Poker and Crispy Wannabe YouTube channel? What do you guys think? Or the Smart and Crispy YouTube channel? Because I think it's just only feels right. I feel like weird that it's just my name, you know? Do you think that'd be
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah, sure.
no.
Definitely
Yeah.
include crispy.
Yep.
It's
Little
smart
guy.
and crispy. It's not smart poker or crispy wannabe.
You all
When
know
we talk
that you,
about you, it's smart and crispy. Y'all are one unit.
yeah, you all know that I'm here with Smart, you know, it can stay the Smart Poker YouTube channel because I'm here all the time.
Yeah, you know.
I'm stuck like glue.
Think about it, gang. Think about it. What's up, Rowdy?
Sour diesel.
Sour D. That's very
Yeah.
famous.
Lemonade.
Any
I
smell yet?
stopped watering it. I was, oh, look at this. This is weird. Maybe someone knows. But if you look at the tips of these leaves. Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, I see that.
Hey, there's
Yeah.
one.
It's like shriveled
dried
and curled
out.
up. And it's up
That-
here too. I overwatered it, I think. I pulled up my reservoir
Yeah.
too early. And I haven't watered it for like 2 or 3 days now. And it's responding well. It's growing a lot better. I have a bad habit of overwatering, just like other people I've heard struggle with it. I kill plants in peat. So that's why I thought this was gonna be oh so easy. And then I figured out a way to overwater it. So yay.
Lesson learned, man. You know
Looks
what?
like it's coming back. I mean,
I wonder if anybody in the chat has ever.
But you think that's from overwatering, those shriveled tips like that?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I never grown
Yeah.
this.
It looks like
I've never seen
a mixture
Check
of
out my new
overwatering.
growth. Smart. See that new growth?
Yeah,
Looks
you got
good,
some
huh?
salt. You got some sawtooths there, man. You could chop something down with those.
Yeah, they call them speed bumps.
Yeah, it's a sativa heavy, like
It's
60,
coming.
40 or something.
It looks
Yeah,
like you
it's-
corrected it, man.
Oh, yeah.
But look at that. That
Yeah,
does.
that's odd.
That's
Hey, what's
interesting.
Weird.
What's the chat think that is? Like manganese or something odd that I'm not really used to seeing? What's
Well,
So
the
it
up?
only
looks like
thing-
it looks like the
just
start of
over-
tips and stripes, which would be too much light, correct? And then you
Looks
have a little bit of tacoing, which would indicate the heat from too much light. And then you have the
Must-
speed bumps, which would indicate the watering. Those
It
are
looks like-
guesses
Got my
from
lights.
the first visual look.
I got it at like 600,
Yeah, it doesn't
About-
look close enough to be
Might
doing
be
that.
too much. Looks like a lot of humidity.
but I did overwater it, so I'm not sure if I could do it.
Yeah. Your speed bumps are definitely overwatering. That yellowing tip thing, I'm not quite sure on. And then, like I said, it looks like it almost has some tacoing, like it's experiencing some kind of environmental heat issue or something.
It's pretty close to that steam, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been running at about 82.
Hey, Rowdy, it seems like this. Every time you move something from this tent to the other tent, it really takes off, man.
Mm.
I know.
You're not moving
They
this
really
way.
like that medic girl fold 8 over there.
and let it grow fold 8. I know our friend Aaron 420 uses that, or he has the fold 6, I think.
I have the
And
fold 8.
you had the fold 8. Yeah, you guys killed it with that. He did. Aaron did too with his Medic Grow Light. Oh, look at them. What's that?
These are my GMO cross with root beer clones that are struggling mightily. I don't think I'm supposed to put them in the hole that, I don't know, they're kind of loose in the hole. See the gap around the stem? I don't know. I don't foam very often, so.
I just worry about dissolved oxygen in that water.
What?
Dissolved oxygen. Water just sitting still like that. I'm not a cloner, so don't take my opinions, but.
I don't think that's water. That's just a shadow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like it was just dunked in a bucket of or a cup of water. But okay,
Yeah,
it's just.
I think it's a shadow in there. I don't think they're sitting in any amount of water.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. You got a good eye. There you go.
There's your.
Oh, you got the sprayer bar.
Yeah, it turns on for 15 seconds, like every.
I hear that works really well.
Oh yeah. Keeps it nice, man, and it doesn't.
Otherwise, it gets too hot if I run it nonstop. The
Yeah.
water will get like 80 something degrees.
Well, that's how them other ones work too. A lot of them other cloners do that. They'll spritz for a while, then stop, spritz for a while, and stop. Oh man, here we go. Toasty's burn. Hey, welcome Hemp with Gigi too. Just jumped in there.
Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us, everyone.
Hemp with Gigi, your ears must have been ringing because we were talking about you a little bit ago with D Gross and Booth was on here, and he was saying that he was on your
Learn
channel
some training.
learning training.
I gotta say one thing. Well,
What?
my battery's gonna die. I have to go.
Oh, that's all right.
Thank you for coming on, Rod.
Well, I
It's
think he
always
wants
I'll
to
see you guys in chat in a minute. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, keep us up to date on that plant. I'm curious what that is.
I'm firing
Yeah.
this up, man. You guys ready?
See you
to
later,
roll?
Rowdy.
Yeah, you're like,
Cheers, Rowdy.
like we're like
Cheers.
16.
Rowdy.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Rowdy. All right, let's head on over to before we do Hemp with Gigi, I want to go take a look at Collective Mary Jane's light. And Seed Person got his light on now. We were
Nice.
talking
That's
about
the autoflower in Seed Person's 10, I think.
well, I wanted to see this
Yeah.
light.
Before we get ahead of ourselves.
we'll go around
Sorry,
the
I
whole-
just get excited.
I know. There's a lot to look at. Those T5s, they work so great. We had one that's 216 or 18 watts, and it was just inefficient for us anymore to run that light.
We actually still have it in our basement.
Buying bulbs, we always ran one red bulb at 3000 K, and then we'd run 3 at 65 K, and it was a 4 bulb 4 foot, and it worked really well for those first 2 weeks, 24 hours a day, constant. Everything was perfect. It would keep the temps and humidity and everything just right because they're so damn close to your plants. It wouldn't even matter if it was a little bit chilly. It would help them out. But yeah, I could see yours as it being put to work. What's that little one there?
That's the heat mat, and that always helps with the heat. But this one is another one of the ACDCs. And then I did some Vegans beans, some super cookies, but none of them came up. And then these are
What do we
Blue
look at?
XCQ. I don't know. I think it's a freebie I got from Daga. But that's these two little ones. The
Okay.
blue,
That dude sends a lot of freebies.
they do.
If anybody wants an incentive to go get some seeds over there, you get a ton of stuff when you order seeds from
And then
Daga.
those are some peppers I got going. I just threw like a handful of some chilies in 1 or 2 cups. Some other ones. These two started coming up, and those are the more chilies, some peach habaneros, and
You got all kinds of stuff going on over there.
oh
What about-
yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit more veggies. I actually, it's my dad's birthday today,
Oh, cheers to your dad.
so I got him a Viper Spectra 3x3 light.
Oh man, what a cool gift. Sweet. Your
Well, for
dad's-
Christmas, I
wow.
got him a 4x4 tent, so I figured I might as well help him start.
Is it for cannabis or is it for veggies?
He doesn't want to do cannabis yet because we're still the red state, and
I gotcha.
he's pretty much like, I'll do veggies, and then I have to make it for him
Right. That's cool.
because he's a veteran. I support the veterans, and
Cheers to
I
the
just pretty
vet.
much grow for Pop and give him free stuff. And
Hey man, I was thinking the same thing to the American one. Says that vial that you picked up a little bit ago, Collective Mary Jane, it
Yeah.
may have been the Violet Beauregard before he actually named her. He wanted you to go see if you could grab that vial one more
Oh,
time
yeah.
and throw it to the American one. He might be growing the Violet Beauregard, babe.
That's pretty awesome.
She was out of the.
I can only hope because that's the one I wanted to buy. I already have Tao's Amy Aces,
Let's
and
see.
I wanted to get his Violet Beauregard.
Well, it's wait, what's the Violet Beauregard, babe? It's
A blueberry times cheesequake.
blueberry times.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what it is, Tal?
Yeah.
Blue times cheesequake.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, dude,
Rowdy and I went over that today.
awesome, dude. You're
Amy Aces.
hey, that the left side of our tent is Violet Beauregard. Those same seeds. We sex tested those. Hell yeah, man. That's good to see somebody else doing them. And
That
Puffy,
is hilarious. I was telling Phil how I thought they were like OK Calyx's like blueberry cross or something for freebies. I had no idea I actually had the Violet Beauregard. That was the next batch of seeds I'm buying from the American one.
hey, right there, he said that's her. He said that's his label, so you don't have to buy them. You already got them.
Two isn't enough. I need a 10-pack.
Ah, lots of clones. Huh?
Fantastic.
Oh, there you go.
All right, let's what was you heading up? You was heading to show us something. Hey, he bought his dad a light for his birthday. I don't know if you heard that. He was out of
That's awesome.
he bought him that light right there.
That's freaking awesome that you can get. I wish I could get my mom set up with a grow, give her that T5 and
It's only for
And-
veggies right now. Hey, we're about to get slammed with some cold weather, Collective, in this area.
yeah, we're gonna be.
I know. I saw single digits.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy. Last week, earlier in the week, actually, it was 50 degrees one day, and the next day it was like 28. I'm like, it's just nuts. Or 25. It was such a downer.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm grateful for those 50-degree days in January.
Who's
Yeah, in
up?
the sun, it was so warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's up next? Hap with GGC persons, toasties burned. Want to draw?
Who wants to
Want
go?
to draw straws? Seed person was first. Here we go.
I don't have much to show you guys or report on. I got the New
Oh,
England
yeah.
rock candy here.
Rock
Ooh,
candy.
let's see that. I have those beans.
As do
I'm
we.
right behind seed person and everything. We have the same genetics. I'm just late.
We're just
That's wild. Did you guys plan that? Or great
No.
minds think alike? Synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
You know
Hey,
the second
yeah.
half of that saying, right?
seed
It's
person.
great minds think alike, and so do ours.
Ah, you're a trendsetter, bro. We're just
That's
following
right.
we're following you're plugging us into the social pipeline here. We're doing it. We're right behind you.
Well, he's
Oh,
clearing
yeah.
out all the problems for me. That's all he's
There
doing.
you go.
You know, that's nice to have someone doing that. Like I find that you got the greatest advantage, Art Man, because you know you have seed person, you know, to letting you know about the pitfalls if there are any or any issues.
He already has with the Velvet Punch, so I appreciate it.
Collaboration.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Drummers.
And then we get to like talk about what it ends up being different, you know, like
Yeah.
same seeds. And we both have the F3s, right?
I have F2 and F3 actually. I think I have them both.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got them
Yeah, I have the
earlier last
F3.
year.
Felial 2 and Felial 3. There's a feline kitty.
That is adequate,
Right.
right?
Atticus.
He was not downstairs. He just came down here when I turned the camera on and I unzipped that tent right there.
He's a ham. We love it.
Scout's always MIA.
Cats are our mascot, channel mascot. The cool cats.
My cat is my animal.
Yeah. Hey, where's the other? Where's Scout at? Never comes down to say hi.
Camera shy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She was down here earlier.
She's a little more shy, I guess. Oh, look at that. Show me some sugar, Dad. That's what she's saying. That's what he's saying. And the girl.
Check me out.
Check
is
me
what
out.
he's saying.
So how you digging your recently amended Earth box that you got some advice there from, I believe it was Cheddar Bob, if I recall.
7-1 DPO.
That's it.
That's the one. But
sorry.
Yeah, I think it's going.
Yeah, he was. Cheddar Bob has a really awesome cover crop too, and I think that's where you got your wires crossed. But yeah.
So how's it working? What'd you do, and how's it working? Do you think?
So what I did, I put about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of compost, lobster compost, on the top of the earth box, and then I watered it in a couple of waterings, and then I also put this stuff. I've never used it before, but I had it. I think it was a free pack I got. The Azos. It's bacteria.
Yeah.
So I did their watering recommendation, and then I hit both of the plants with it like 2 days ago, and they look better. And I'll say they've got this one, at least here, the white fire cookies, is starting to get that sheen on it.
Yeah.
You know, when it's got like almost a waxy look to it.
Yep.
On some of these leaves. So I don't know, not the new growth so much, but the older growth. But this one's still light.
Right.
It still looks hungry.
Hey, do you burn castings, man?
I don't have any right now. I can get some now.
Because I know a lot of people always swear by them worm castings, you know, and how they can like help remedy some of that. I don't know.
The organic.
They spread it out, water it in and shit. And I'm just curious if that's something you had in your mix maybe already, or if it's anything that you've applied thus far.
Not that I'm aware of. It might be in one of these soils. I'm sure that's probably in this soil at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But not something that I like top dress with. And then that's the 9-pound hammer.
The microbes and stuff, like it'll basically replenish all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. That was the idea with the bacteria. And then I'm gonna do recharge next, I think. And then let the bacteria and the different microbes start eating the compost and each other and the plant. You know, it takes up
different types of
all that shit. I'm still learning organics.
Oh yeah. Organics is tough, man. It's not an easy fix. It takes a while. It seems like, you know, relatively a little bit of time to be able to see what you've done and how it's working. And did you go too far? Did you not go enough? You know, it could be tricky. So hats off.
Tricky.
I wanted to keep going with it, but I don't want to scare everybody away, babe. I apologize.
You get copyright infringement.
But yeah, I love that you venture out into many different avenues. There's so many ways to doing it, and we want to spread our wings, so to say, too. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna. I think DWC will be the next, but I can't
spread your fins out.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't wait to do organic and outdoor growing cannabis. I really want to try that.
And aquaponics and aeroponics and nutrient films and flood tables. And I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness. Why not? Let's do it.
I dig it.
Try everything once. You never know. Flood tables might be your favorite way to grow, and you just don't know it yet.
Hey, I would try it, man. I would definitely try it. I see how much Gigi's got the camera turned on now. Was we done? Hold on. You know what, seed person, was you done? Did you have some little?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
All right. I'm sorry. I get ahead of myself sometimes. I see all them.
No, you're good. Let's see.
Look at that. Look at that garden as always,
Oh,
Gigi.
beautiful. Always,
Ooh.
always.
Canopy,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
canopy of the hour, no doubt.
Is that the
Those are
famous
nice
17
backyards.
inchers?
No, these are only the 12 inchers. And then obviously they had to be lollipopped off because they started breaking laterally. But this middle one has gone the 17 inches. It's starting to crackle off a little bit on them, but overall, they're still much bigger than the rest of them.
Now, that's the do-si-do.
Yeah, the middle one's do-si-do. There's a few Acapulcos in here. The caps are somewhere under my top dress. And this, I think, is a do-si-do. And then back there, I know that one's marked. That's the Acapulco Gold, and she's definitely stacking differently. She's more going towards like swelling and almost box telling like looking nugs. Like, where's a better example like this?
I like that look, man. They look like
Like
golf
weird.
balls on your plants.
Yeah, they definitely only got about 8 inches, but they might make up for it in growth. These still have about 21 days to go. And then last night I was pulling away these plants and I realized this other one's doing some funky stuff. It's good stuff, I guess. It's coming in at like purples and oranges and just a little weirdly wrinkled.
You're getting some, yeah. You got some nice stripes in there, man.
Yeah,
Those
but they're
are,
definitely stacking nicely. But all these started off as 4 to 5 tight node spacings when they went into flower. And you can see the difference where all these are individually isolated into their own colas. And then when you get over to this plant, here's where I messed up. All this should have been cleaned out after stretch. Like, it would have been better if the plant had isolated the 9 or so that were here and you just put one in each 6-inch trellis hole. And in the same sense, there's a mess
have
up
fun with them, man. Throw them in the hash bucket and wash them
And
up.
there's another mess up where it's just there's like 4 in this 6-inch trellis pole. That's just a mess up, in my opinion. It went better to isolate these the same way you isolate these or these, you know.
That looks great, man.
But these will be 6 weeks this Saturday. They got like 21 days left, and then these are a little over a week behind them, the 4x4. I'm having an issue with her though. Every day she seems to just be trying to fill her space, but now she's going just too far with it. Like, you can barely touch her and you can see that like unstable lean about her.
Yeah.
But they're looking all right.
Yeah, you're
some
doing
nice tops
awesome.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm not going to get the yield I would expect out of here, especially some of the isolation that wasn't done here. Like, this plant alone has what, 6 apical colas. The rest are just these little wannabe 4 to 5 inchers. Sorry, you just know I'm picky with training, so I always look at like, how can I do better?
Oh, no doubt.
enjoying
You
what
know,
I have.
a lot of us do that. They
Yeah.
strive to be better. The next grow gonna be better. I'll do this different. I'll do that different.
Yeah.
And I think we all do that. But you know, you are just killing it.
Hey, you're the man with training. I'm going to go look at your videos, Hemp, Gigi. I'm going to check them out.
Heck yeah.
That's beautiful. You do a great job.
Yeah, and these plants have been fed twice in their entire life, and it's just box farm ocean forest. So I definitely wouldn't give power to the nutrients in this case.
Nah, they don't need much. It's surprising to me how little nutrients they actually need to grow and thrive, at least in our environment. We run a really low EC and we try to deviate from it at any time. It shows up very quickly.
But this is, like I said, all these started off as 4 to 5 tight node spacings at the top of the branch before going into flower. You've said it before, there's many ways to grow, but I always try to mathematically break up the tent. You know, our goal at the end of the day is to have one of these in every single 6-inch trellis hole. So invisible or physical trellis net, you know how many holes you have. To do quick math, I know a 4x4 is 64 6-inch trellis holes. So if you divide that by your plant count of, let's say 4, then I suck at doing math in my head, but let's say you need 12 on each plant. So when that plant's growing, you immediately grow 12 sucker tops, is what I call them, even 12 tops, allow that to grow a cola, and then flip to flower. As long as you mathematically know you have enough colas going into flower, then it's just a game of repositioning after stretch, taking some of the longer ones, moving them over one trellis hole, sticking them back up. You don't have a trellis hole like I do. It's more of an imaginary thing, but you can do the same thing with plant training wire though. If you have something that's like really overgrown, let's just say this is like really over top of everybody after the stretch, you can take them and move them one trellis pole over and stick them back up if you have a trellis net. But if you don't, you can just grab a plant training wire at the end of your cola, tie it, and then your cola will naturally over 12 hours do this. And you see how it's now 10 times shorter, but you haven't lost your cola. So after stretch, I think it's a good idea not only to come in and break off any laterals that have majorly stretched off of your cola, those golf balls, but also to reposition any higher ones until you run into her, which, you know, when you're 6 inches different, that's a hard elbow to put in. That's what I call it, an elbow. But definitely, it's just a mathematical game. We all ask ourselves, when do we flip? When you mathematically have enough colas that you're guaranteed to put one of these in every trellis hole. Where I've messed up here, I didn't do my large mitigation after stretch. All this
How long
should have
did
been
you veg
gone.
those plants for, GG?
How long was a veg? Well, there was more plants in here too. There was 2 more plants in here, believe it or not. But this had to be at least a 10-week from seed. But people call veg differently. I call veg as soon as it hits a wet paper towel, as soon as
Me
it hits
too.
wet soil, as soon as it gets wet. That's when day
Yep.
1 veg starts. It's
Yep. That's
So-
how I always count mine.
That actually is.
There's really no other reason to go from any other day other than that. As soon as that happens, the metabolic rate starts happening. It doesn't matter. So let me I always ask people this. They'll say that's when it sprouted. So I'll tell them, if you drop 2 seeds in water on the same day and say one pops out of your soil in 7 days and one pops out in 10 days, one's not older than the other one. It just is growing at a little bit of a different rate. You know, they're still the same age. So I always say it the same way. That's from getting.
I think it's an easier universal saying
Yeah.
because no matter how you start it, you're all getting it wet. Wet and warmth is germination. So we're all doing it.
Yeah,
Just
the word
better
for
to
that
count.
is imbibition. Anytime imbibition starts, you're ready to go, man. And
But yeah,
that's
this is
10
the
weeks
full
is a
length.
long veg though, GG. That's a long time. You know, that's almost 2 veggies for us in
Oh my
cocos.
God.
When
And
you start-
DWC, hydro, cocoa,
when you start doing the math,
they
when
all
you
have-
start doing the math for every square inch, 64 colas, I could burn through a whole grow with less plants and less
Oh, yeah.
veg time with less
That's
colas.
what you guys have. That's the big
Yeah.
benefit of high frequent fertilization is you guys have
Yeah.
twice, if not 3 times the veg time.
Yeah,
But I'm
so you get like 4 grows a year in one tent and still get like 2 pounds a tent.
That's the
You know what I
only
mean?
part that I'm
I
jealous
might only
of.
have 30 colas, you know what I mean?
See, I don't
So-
think I'd have fun necessarily doing cocoa. That's what kind of draws me away from it is the constant having to mix feed. Mixing feed is my worst thing. I hate doing it, which is why I only feed 2 times here. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's just intimidating to me. The frequent watering's intimidating to me. Again, I am very jealous of your veg time, but I will veg an extra 3 to 4 weeks just to kind of escape some of the negatives.
yeah.
But every medium comes with negatives and positives.
See, my goal in my tent is to do a 30-day veg, 1 plant for every 4 square feet. So that's 4 plants in a 4x4, 30-day veg, flip to flower, and at least try to get for, you know, by the time you break it down per kilowatt gram, you can do pretty damn good, man. You could grow $16 ounces all day long of killer fire. You know what I'm saying? With
Yeah.
the right lighting and shit. And then you do that 4 times a year and it's nice, man. But I get what you're saying. And I like the fact that because you have a 10-week veg, you've taken advantage of every square inch in there. And I like that you stress that. And I think that's a big part of why you really have to maximize your space as you do when you're growing in a substrate that is slightly slower, you know, than say DWC or a hydro setup of another sort, like Artman over there. He's got the sweet deal. I like that for sure.
It's funny you guys say you want to try DWC or RDWC because I think if there was any step I would make, it'd be that one. And you know, we're both board members for Cocoa for Cannabis, and here we are both saying, "Yeah, I might try some
We
DWC."
got to try it, right? I mean, we've already been we've got a few documented grows in soil in the Fox Farms, which did pretty good with auto flowers. And then we got the cocoa journals, and it's only natural progression that we slide into something else, right? And
I just like the idea because I have water. Indoor Promised Land sent me a free RO system, so now I don't buy water anymore.
hey,
That is awesome.
that
That
dude-
is really.
he sent
freaking
somebody else
amazing.
like that dude don't mess around, man, and he grows some good.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I definitely would like to take an opportunity to encourage your audience to go over and subscribe to him as well. I know he's been struggling finding his place if he feels he doesn't actually offer anybody anything, but community is enough in this career because a lot of us hide in our house, can't share this with people. So
Hey, Gigi, the other
Yeah.
day he gave us a shout out on Sunday. He told everybody in his chat, go over to the Smart Poker channels, we're about to start. We went from like 15 people to like 49 people in just a couple minutes, man. Like really not even minutes. Like it was like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, is that another glitch? Because we were having all kinds of glitches. And we ended up with 80 people was our max, man. And it was
wow,
it was our
That's
most
great.
ever. So I give
A good show.
Yeah, at one time, I think that was the highest number ever, which, you know.
So we definitely
that was
have no
awesome.
problem shouting anybody out. You know that, GG, show them love. We was talking about Happy Cultivator. Yeah, I talked to him the other day. He said he had 290 viewers, or followers,
Yeah.
subscribers. And so we want to share his channel because Happy's just a wonderful person.
He's a great example of what I try to teach, which is having fun and doing the simpleness first before you jump into all of it. Like he follows the same non-feeding regimen I do. It's basically non-feeding, and he doesn't know why he feeds it. He doesn't know about mobile nutrients or NPKs. He knows nothing about that. I taught him water and training, and he pulled a pound out of a 3x3 with 300-watt light. He
does great.
It's just, he's really a good example. I met him when he knew nothing, which is kind of great. As you guys know, sometimes when you start, you get filled with all the wrong information and it's like reprogramming, and we didn't have to do that in that case. But my husband will be home soon, but I do appreciate you letting me come up, show my plants. Definitely, you guys can find me on Hemp with Gigi on YouTube. This Sunday at 4:20 p.m., we're going to have Spartan Grow come up and talk about preparing for outdoor growing this year.
That is awesome. That's going to be an awesome show. You want to tell everybody what time again for the listeners out there?
4:20 p.m. EST over on the Hemp with Gigi channel. Definitely encourage you guys also to check out Cocoa for Cannabis, of course. And the New Year's Grow Challenge is really kicking off over there. So growers love everyone. And thank you again for having me up. Keep doing what you guys are doing. It's amazing.
Thank you so much, Hemp with Gigi. We appreciate you coming on.
And congrats on the amazing training too. I've been watching you on Instagram. If you guys ain't following them on Instagram, get over there.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Thank you.
Take care, Gigi.
Cheers, Gigi.
They're going over the buds. So they're stacking up pretty nice. That right there is forbidden fruit that he's showing. Which I wish we had a nicer camera. It seems like it washes
How many
out.
9-fingered leaves there on a couple of those plants, looks like.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm really proud that like they don't have any burnt tips, and I'm just like, yes, we got it this far. You know,
Very good.
It looks
you know,
great.
we didn't let the ET run up. We noticed that it was running up before, just vigilant checking the EC. And, I find that like doing that sometimes is just therapeutic. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to test the runoff. I'm going to keep an eye on it.
They look good.
Those look fantastic.
That's the Violet Beauregard right there. And the one the leaves were really light. They were light leaves, but her EC was running off pretty high. So I know that doesn't make sense because
hungry?
it needs to be light. I don't know. I don't think she's hungry. I mean, I don't know.
Y'all were talking about not wanting kids, or not necessarily not wanting, but like not having. You do have a kids. Those are your kids right there. You're in there checking out the runoff and shit all day.
Yeah,
That's
that is 100%.
Hey, did Cal get to see his plants there on the left?
Yes, I hope so. I told them it was Violet Beauregard. Actually, like toward the end, I mentioned it, but
Yes, she did.
You got a picture. I didn't know how clear it was coming through because it looks a lot different in person.
Yeah, we're trying to take want to take as much care as we did with the amiasis so that we can do a good comparison.
Here's our buddy.
We want to do the American one proud.
Hell yeah. There's our buddy that
Big
toasted
pot.
burned, working with that 65 gallon.
Welcome.
You took down the plant, huh? That big chunky plant that was in there.
I haven't even weighed it yet, but I ran out of space in my jars. I wound up having to use a bag to get some of the lower stuff, but yeah, I got gallons of bud. I don't even weigh it anymore. I don't measure it by weight.
What a terrible problem to have.
The jars are too heavy.
But yeah, so this is another one of Tao's. That's a Amy Aces. And
Awesome.
Amy.
Yep, she's back again.
Amy Aces.
But I topped it last night, and that's the top right there. I jammed it in a rock wool cube in my little Play-Doh container. And yeah, so we'll see how it does. I don't know if it was big enough. We'll see. It's itty bitty. Itty bitty.
It might work.
Hell
yeah.
I've had a couple that are pretty small.
Don't give up.
I've cloned one that's that small that's worked before.
Well, you got the lose, right?
The ones I had in the mason jars were about that size.
Okay. I remember that. They were tucked down inside those little side ports there. You had one on each side.
Yep. Those wound up herming on me though. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. It was a bag seed, and I really kind of treated them poorly. But
They yeah, I was gonna say they really took a lot of stress too.
yeah, they did. I kind of knew that they were. It was kind of seeing if they were gonna herm. Honestly, I was kind of smacking them around a little bit on purpose because I knew it was a bag seed, and I wanted to see if it was something I could keep around. But yeah.
Amy Aces is wonderful, and seems like Violet Beauregard is too. I was just writing in the chat, the genetics Tao sent us has pretty much been able to keep pace with vigor, and the Amy Aces was great smoke. I obviously haven't tried this stuff yet, but definitely they keep pace with anybody we've grown yet, and that says a lot because we've all,
So what's the difference between like the Violet Beauregard and the Amy? Does it have any Amy Aces in its lineage, or is it a whole new thing?
It's
a different.
Amy's proprietary
crossed with cheesequake, and Violet Beauregard is blueberry crossed with cheesequake. Is it cheesequake? No,
Cheesequake.
Not
cheesequake.
Yeah.
Is that Violet Beauregard too?
I'm just having a stoner moment. I second guess myself sometimes.
Hey,
I have to break out my journal.
That little pamphlet.
It does look good.
Oh, Crispy, he said he was been proud of us way before we had his genetics. That's pretty cool.
That means a lot to us
Look
because
how
we
healthy
think you're a rock star.
I know. Look
Yeah.
how great that is growing. That Amy has some vigor. Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is not even 3 weeks old either.
Hey, we did a journal at Cocoa for Cannabis. We vegged for 40 days, man, in a 4x4 tent. She filled it up.
We were fertigating over 18 times a day with a fertigation unit.
I had to clean
processing water like a buckets on our freaking head, man. I was always in there. She just kept processing all kinds of water, and we kept giving it to her, kept the runoff low, and she just ripped.
So
I'm glad.
So I just want to say the American one said same dad, so we were on the right path of about the genetics.
Same dad. Yeah. Okay. Same
Connection
dad.
there.
I thought I smelt a little bit of the same, and I know it's early on the grow, but I thought when I smelt that, I was thinking
it smells fruity to me. It's got that fruity scent to me.
Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, man.
Well, yeah,
what else is
you
that over
are.
there? Is that
Could
some
be.
spinach or something growing off to the right?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess that some beans going there too, some snow peas. I just wanted to have something growing in the ground, so it wasn't just.
So what's the plan for the 65 gallons here? Is Amy going in there solo?
Amy's going in there solo. Yep. I'm gonna try and do a manifold thing because I've never done it before, and so yeah,
She's gonna get big in there, man. You gonna veg her, give her some good time to stretch out her legs under there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, I'm gonna see how. Well, I don't really know how it's gonna go yet, so I'm playing it by ear. But the thing I'm thinking is manifold it out and kind of spread it with a trellis net, and then just kind of have it even instead of I don't know, just be.
Is that a 1 gallon pot right there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Would you plan on going to another pot between that and the 5 gallon or no?
I'm actually debating that right now. Probably not, just so I'm not adding so much more, soil, because organics is a lot harder to do in a smaller pot. So I wind up doing synganics. I still feed with a very super light GH. Oh, I guess it's lights out, huh? But yeah, so I still do feed when they're really small, just because I noticed that there wasn't a whole lot of steam in there, because I didn't re-amend it or anything. I killed the pepper plant that was in it and left it to be. So I noticed already, right off the bat, there wasn't enough nitrogen in that soil. So I was like, well, whatever. So I don't want to put like 3-5 gallons of this stuff in with my living soil. If I do that every single time, then I'm eventually just trading it out for.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
No, that's understandable. You got a lot of work into that pot, man. We've been following this pot for like a year at least now, right? Since we started. You came on real early on, and we've been following it ever since.
I think I saw something pop up in my highlights. The one of the first days I had it, I was sitting there with a picture and with my thumbs up in front of it, and
nice.
It popped up like last week. So yeah, it's been about a year.
That's cool, man. Cool. You put the Bokashi on there a while back and some different things, and
started with Bokashi. I don't think I'm gonna keep going with Bokashi, just because you have to dig and bury it in order to use it. Now you can use the Bokashi stuff as like sprinkle some on top and it adds microbial life and stuff, but that was more for just a starter thing. But I'm still going to use Bokashi in the garden just because it's the easiest way I can compost. It's free nutrients.
That reminds me, 7-1 DPO dropped some Amy Aces not long ago on our show too. Remember?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of other people remember that too, because he couldn't decide. And then he's like, damn, I keep hearing about this Amy Aces, just like our friend Mansplainer. I like that name.
Yeah.
Mansplainer. That's a righteous name. Just brought it up for sure. Hey, Toasties, you have another tent that you can show or no?
Yeah, I do. That one.
I thought you had a second one. You's holding out on us.
No, there's no cannabis in that one right now, but I can show it.
All right.
There's about to be.
Okay. You got some soil working over there too. No.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what do we got here? Swing.
Wow. Loaded.
Got my seed
like
tray.
Microgreen production going on over here.
Well, I got a whole bunch of onions on the left, and I got some bell peppers on the right. The middle cells are empty. I'm gonna wind up, filling those up with different stuff as the next couple of weeks go on. And and then this is gonna turn into a second grow. I'm thinking I'm gonna set up a bucket and do another DWC again.
Awesome. That is cool.
Yeah.
We hope that you come back on and share that as you're doing that. We appreciate you coming on and sharing your journey with all of us.
Definitely. You guys, I know Smart likes to think of his little channel as just a little channel, but and not a small fish in a big pond or whatever, but this is one of the fun shows because you get to interact. The other ones, you can listen and you can go on them every now and then if you got something important to say, but this is more like hanging out. This is more approachable.
Yeah, Yeah, interactive is nice, isn't it? That's a good way of putting it. I
It's
like that.
nice, yeah.
I just like yeah, like you said, it's like hanging out with all your buddies. Kind of, we're in our own house and you're in your own house, and we're kind of still hanging out. And I
And
still,
see each other's gardens, and it's so much fun.
maybe it's
awesome.
because we're little. I'm not old, but I'm old enough to know and especially being as computer illiterate as I am, this kind of technology is only what, a decade old for us, really, or something. So I still think it's cool that we can come into each other's homes and do the Zoom and all get together on one platform, and I think it's all right.
I love grow tours. It's the best thing about it. I love
It
going to
is.
other places.
Because you know what?
Fantastic.
I just seen his little thing there with the microgreen look setup I was mentioning, and I was thinking, you know what? It's February 1st. We have to we got to start thinking, you know, around where I live, it's about mid-May is when the Farmer's Almanac recommends that we go ahead and put our stuff out. So anybody that wants to maybe start peppers, or, you know, I'm not well versed enough in outdoor growing of vegetables yet to know which ones need to be started real early, because some of them do need to be started in like February, I think, because they need what,
Germination times may vary.
Yeah. So
If you want to do onions from seed, now's the time to start them. If you want to have a pepper plant that's big enough to yield more than just a few peppers, you want to go ahead and start those early too. But about 8 weeks before your final frost
yeah,
is when you should start thinking about that stuff.
hell yeah. Well, you know what? We're down to the last 5 minutes already. The time flies by hanging with our friends and seeing all the different gardens. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody, and make sure everybody had a chance to show or share whatever they wanted to that's up here on the panel at the moment. Everybody's straight?
I mean, I'm pretty much, you saw what I got. I got it.
No doubt. Well, that's cool. I just wanted to say again, thanks to the chat. You know, the chat's what makes the show, right? They're the ones that bring the good interaction there in the chat, and it seems like everybody gets along great, and they feed off one another and really share. And sometimes I get to we get our topics out of there to be able to talk about as we hang out and share our gardens, and I think it's a nice balance. So thanks to the chat. There's a lot of different people in there, and we appreciate you coming and sharing and showing, and appreciate the guests coming. Today's 14 years ago today, my mother passed away suddenly. So I always think about that, and I always try to tell people, if you get a chance to go tell the people that you love what they mean to you, and how much they've changed your lives. And yeah, you know, just let people know that, you know, because sometimes we hold grudges and it's too late. And that wasn't the case with my mother and I, thank God. She was one of my best friends, and we knew exactly where we stood when she passed away, but it hasn't always been the case. So I think as I got older, I figured everything and everybody's going to let you down at some point in your life, and people do have the chance to change. And sometimes you have to be willing to try to, you know, look for the better side, and maybe give up a little pride. And these are things I've learned as I've slowly aged, like fine wine and cheese, right? So that's my little tidbit for the day, and I hope everybody's had fun tonight sharing your gardens, and hopefully you'll share each other's channels and in the chat. And that's why everybody has a wrench they can go and be able to share, and collaboration is a great tool. So that being said, we can go around the horn here and tell everybody where they can find you, and give your goodbyes. And we'll start with how about the co-host for tonight, Art Man. Appreciate you taking over there while my fingers were all tied up. And as always, you're a big supporter of the channel of Cocoa for Cannabis. We always appreciate you coming and hanging out.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm Artman, 2 N's 420 _ at Instagram. I'm also in chat over at Cocoa for Cannabis, like Smart said. So we'll see you guys later.
Yep. Right
Awesome.
on, Art Man.
Thank you. Grower love to you, Art Man.
Let's Be Buds channel is up next at 9 o'clock. So everybody slide right over there. Tell them, you know, show some love over there. Next up on the list, there's Collective Mary Jane. Appreciate you sharing tonight as well. You got a lot going on there. We always, like my wife said earlier, I hate to keep asking what strain was those every week, but there we see so many as you guys do as well. It's hard to keep track of everybody. So it's a quick reminder is always nice. So we appreciate the cooperation.
Oh yeah, no problem, Smart. I actually only have labels on these two. I just know what everything else is by numbers and size. And other than that, had a good night. Cheers, Grow Me's. Have fun. I'm on all the grow shows, Collective Marijuana on Instagram. Other than that, help your fellow Gromies.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Collective Mary Jane.
Next is Toasties Burned.
Yeah, I'm Toasties Burn. You can find me on Toasties Burned on Instagram, and that's pretty much about it. I don't really do a whole lot of content. I've been really busy, but you know, that's gonna eventually change. But yeah, definitely shout out you guys, you know, keep doing your thing, and everybody keep growing and grow love.
Right on,
Thank
Toasties.
you.
Sorry, I'm a little preoccupied, you guys, but yeah, grow love, y'all.
Thanks, Toasties. Appreciate it. We understand totally. Last and definitely not least, coming in right at the 9 o'clock hour, Seed Person 1. Appreciate it, buddy. That Amy Ace's bud looked good. I'm glad that Myers Now Dryer has been a huge success for you and a lot of other people. And we appreciate you sharing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's got me sideways right now. So Amy Aces is awesome. This is my first time smoking it. Yeah.
Right
I'm
on.
Seed Person 1, I guess. I'm on Instagram, seedperson1@gmail.com. If you have questions about a lot of different things, maybe I can help you. I don't know. Yeah, thanks for hosting tonight, Smart and Crispy, and it's good to see everybody. Grow love, I guess.
Thank you, Seed Person. Grower love to you. I'm Crispy Wannabe. You can find me here every Wednesday and every Sunday on the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Grower love, everyone.